Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
Losing a legend, Detroit Red Wings great Gordie Howe has died at the age of 88. Gordie Howe dominated the NHL in his era and forever changed the way the game of hockey is played. No other professional athlete before or since has competed at the highest level in 5 different decades. Our Steve Garagiola takes a look at the legacy of the man appropriately known as Mr. Hockey.
Gordie made his NHL debut with the Red Wings on October 16, 1946. 4-time Stanley Cup champion with the Wings, he won 6 Hart Trophies as the league's most valuable player and 6 Art Ross Trophies as the league's top scorer. When he retired from the Red Wings after 25 seasons, Gordie said it was hard to stop doing what he loved, being around his teammates, the competition, the fans. He said he knew it was time to quit, and only one thing nagged at him to keep playing.
It's just a little bit of selfishness, I think. One would be the selfishness would be to try for 800 goals, which really doesn't mean that much because 786 is the record. And the other would be to just eat the fruits of the well wishes of the fans, just sit back and cherish every moment you had and then try to get a little more.
In 1972, the Red Wings retired number 9, a tribute to an amazing career. But Gordie couldn't stay away. He came back to hockey for 7 more seasons with the Houston Aeros and New England Whalers in the old World Hockey Association. And he finished his career at age 51, back in the NHL with the Hartford Whalers, the year he made his final NHL All-Star appearance, the game at Joe Louis Arena.
Hockey's all-time leading scorer, Gordie Howe.
Gordie was always quick to say that his wife Colleen was the real strength on his team, managing Gordie's business affairs. In 1970, when team owner Bruce Norris reluctantly increased Gordie's salary to $100,000, he blamed Gordie's wife Colleen for that tough negotiation. In all, Gordie Howe played 32 seasons and achieved that mythic milestone of 800 NHL goals. He finished his career with 801. Known around the world simply as Mr. Hockey, he is widely regarded as the game's greatest player.
And we're also lucky that he played here in Detroit. We do have team coverage this afternoon of the life and legacy of Gordie Howe. Jason Colthorpe is talking to fans outside of Hockey Town. And Jason, we'll get to you in just a moment, but we do want to check in with Nick Monticelli outside of Joe Louis Arena. I understand you've caught up with another hockey legend.
Another legend standing right next to me. We're outside of the Gordie Howe entrance here, outside of Joe Louis, and Chris Draper spent a lot of time with Gordie. This must be tough for you and the entire organization.
It sure is. It's a major loss for not only the Detroit Red Wings, but the whole hockey world. Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey, just symbolized everything great in the game. You were just telling a story about how you sit beside him at Joe Louis Arena, and how he would talk to everybody. I think everyone probably sitting back and reflecting on Gordie Howe stories, right now. And, for me, I actually showed you the picture. It was during the Winter Festival at Comerica Park. I'm on the ice, and I'm on the one side. My son's in the middle between Gordie and I, and Gordie comes up and gives Keenan the flying elbow, and we actually got a picture of that. And, that's something that, we have blown up and framed, and something that certainly we're never going to forget. And then, another story which just kind of shows, who Gordie Howe is. We're up at Traverse City. We're at the Prospects tournament, and Gordie was up there with Mark. And our the Red Wings were in the gold medal game, and Gordie came up and said, I want to go down. I want to talk to the team. So I was like, all right, we'll go down. So we just kind of, I was kind of helping them, get down through, and obviously, we're walking through the concourse, and obviously everyone starts recognizing him. And I'm kind of like, well, we got to get, I'm like asking him, like, do you want to sign autographs? Do you want to take pictures? Do you want to get down? He's like, we can do it all. And
do you think it's fair to say he's probably one of the most humble players to ever play the game?
Off the ice, certainly there was no humble in his game on the ice, and that's obviously what made Gordie Howe, so special. It was a guy, when you start talking about power forwards and the way they played the game, I mean, obviously I've just, read articles and seen clips, but he could play any style of hockey that you want. You want to go end to end, he could do that. You want to get down and dirty and get nasty, obviously, Gordie could do that as well. So it was just amazing. But for me, just to be with Gordie at that Traverse City moment and just kind of see, how graceful he was with everything, it just kind of puts everything into perspective, and I think for all of us on a lesser scale, when somebody, wants to come up and ask for an autograph or talk to you or something like that, it just shows you that if Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey, can do it, then certainly we can all buy into that program as well. But just a fantastic man. It's a major loss not only, like I said, for the Detroit Red Wings, but for the whole city and the whole hockey industry. And it's a tough day for sure.
That's right. Chris, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Yeah. So obviously one of the other Detroit Red Wings legends. This is a shockwave throughout the entire city, the entire region, but most importantly, Rhonda, the entire country. We're seeing conversations all over the country talking about the passing of one of the greats.
All right, Nick, thank you so much, and how wonderful for Chris Draper to make some time to talk to us about his memories. We do want to get over to Jason Colthorpe this noon as well. He's live outside of Hockeytown. And Jason, even though fans knew Howe had a rough time of it after suffering the stroke a couple years ago, it's still a really sad day, not only for Metro Detroiters, but hockey fans across the country and the world.
Not just sad, Rhonda, but they're shocked. Even though, like you said, Gordie's been struggling a little bit here and there. He made a comeback, even though he was reportedly on his deathbed at one point. Fans still shocked today when we talked to them, and once we confirmed it on social media, people reaching out across the country to Local 4. One viewer, "This one's gonna hurt." Another one saying, "Rest in peace, Mr. Hockey." And the same week we lost the greatest boxer in history. People forget we just lost Muhammad Ali, now Gordie Howe. But if you put your phone away and you look around town, you'll see signs of what people feel and what they said to us today. And that's "Thank you, Mr. Hockey." The news of Gordie Howe's passing hitting fans as hard as one of his famed body checks today in downtown Detroit.
When I say that, obviously that hit you.
Yes, it did. That was a surprise. I hate to see Gordie go.
But before he went, Gordie Howe was hockey. He was Detroit to generations of fans.
When we were kids, he was a hero. Like the astronauts, they're heroes. He was a hero.
Many fans still recall the days at Olympia when number 9 would pull off what fans today call the Gordie Howe hat trick.
It's a goal, assist, and a fight in the same game.
Oh, he had power.
And off the ice, many remember him as a regular guy who would spend time talking to anyone. And when he'd show up at the Joe, the fans would start clapping.
When he's sitting there autographing people's cards and hats and things during a hockey game.
What kind of guy was he?
Fantastic, very friendly, open, honest, great guy. I really liked him.
He had spirit.
I mean, he's one of the greats. He was the greatest, in my opinion.
That he was the greatest. And what did Gordie Howe do for Detroit? You ask some of the old-time hockey fans, they think because of the excitement he generated in the city, he's the reason the Joe got built eventually. And of course, that paved the way for the future of Detroit Red Wings hockey. But it all started with number 9 and everybody remembering just how larger than life he really was when he lived. Downtown, I'm Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
A man certainly synonymous with the Detroit Red Wings. Jason, thank you for all of that reaction. We have been hearing from so many more people as well, including Governor Snyder, that released this statement a short time ago. It reads in part, his legacy in Michigan will carry on through the Gordie Howe International Bridge, which will stand as a united symbol between his home country and his adopted country, representing the teamwork he always embodied.